Now, Woo was crazy because Woo actually was one of those beats from the website, and I had him edit it because I hated this one thing that I asked him
I
to
remember,
remove.
yeah.
And I had already written the whole song, and he still hadn't removed the one thing from the beat. And I was like, fam, I can't even record the song. This before he was
Right,
MIA. This when everything was cool. I'm like, son, I can't record the song or finish the song. I need you to fix this. And so I had Flip make some changes. This is the only beat I
right,
had Flip make
right.
changes to be honest. That made the project. There is another one, like I said, that didn't make the project. That one we did some edits on. Um, but yeah, and so once I had the edits, I knew what I wanted to do pretty fast. But because I really had to sit and try to figure out, like, this beat is super fly. It's one of those beats that really challenged me, that was like, is this too fly? Am I capable of doing this? What am I gonna do here? And so I had this original idea that was like, I'm gonna try to do some real regular shit that like everybody does, but not at the same time. And that was all I knew for a little while. But then I was just waiting forever for him to take off that thing from the hook, because I knew immediately, I don't know what this whole hook is gonna be, but I keep hearing in my head, throwing back shots like I'm Ric Flair. Woo! And I was like, oh, yeah, I got to build something around that. So then I knew, oh, so you throwing back shots. This is like a club record.
Facts.
Right. So, all right. So then let's start building a club record. And that's what I did. But I wanted to kind of, like I said, I was like, oh, I guess I could rap kind of like how Drake and a lot of them rap on the club records, where it's like kind of slow and kind of repetitive and like spaced out, and they don't even really finish their bars. Something else in the background
Mm-hmm.
does. And so that's how I started, where it's like repeating, yeah, at the end of every line. And really, it doesn't finish. Yeah, finishes the line, every line in the beginning. But I was like, that's fucking boring. I don't want to do this the whole time. It was driving me nuts. Every time I wrote a line, I was like, one line, okay, 15 more lines left for the
Right, right,
verse.
right. It
Second
became
line,
tedious.
14 more lines. Right. And then I was like, am I going to say yeah for 16 lines? When am I going to change it to a different word to finish it? And I was like, nah, this shit is too boring. I got to switch it up. And I didn't know what I was gonna do. And then I was listening to music one day, cleaning up the house. My daughter was here actually, and she always looks at me like I'm a psycho when I'm working on music. But I was like washing dishes, and Bone Thugs and Biggie came on. Is Bone and Biggie,
Mm-hmm.
Biggie, is Bone and Biggie, Biggie, is Bone and Biggie, Biggie, is Bone and Biggie. You know it. And I was like, oh, that's what I'm gonna do. And I shouted that, and she was like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm great, but I have to turn this off. Hold on. And she's like, okay. And so she's like sitting in the corner of the couch, and I throw on the Woo beat, and she's like, what are you doing? I said, no, no, don't talk to me. Hold on, hold on. Okay, okay, all right. And so I start jotting down. She's like, are you writing a song? I said, no, no, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Wait, 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 wait. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I don't want to forget. Hold on. And so I start thinking about like the Biggie lines. And then I realized my daughter is like not sure what the fuck is going on. So I was like, all right, let me stop. I got the idea. I just wrote like two or three lines and stopped. She's like, what? What's going on? Are you okay? So then I said, do you know the song that was just playing? She's like, the beat that you kept playing over and over? I'm like, no, before that. She's like, I don't know. Maybe you played it once before when I was here. I was like, all right, watch this. So I spit the first 8 bars, and then like the 3 that I wrote down. She's like, oh, it's cool that you went from slow to fast. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Now watch this. And then I put on Notorious Thugs, and she's like, oh. And this is what's funny about kids, right? They're so honest. My 13-year-old looks at me and goes, oh, so you're gonna steal all of Biggie's lines. That's that's interesting. And I was like,
She said, actually, this was
Yes.
you were committing a crime here. Like
Yes. Yes. Thank
you were
you. Yes.
stealing. That's what I was
Yes.
waiting for.
Yes.
The
I said
honesty,
yes.
yes.
That's what I'm doing. Yes. Yeah. I said yes. Technically, yes. You are correct. If we're gonna be technical,
The
yes,
honesty.
I'm stealing his lines. Yes.
That is right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really do club records. This is one of the few times, and it was like, I got to do a club record because nigga, you end the hook with saying, throwing back shots like I'm Ric Flair. Woo! So I was like, all right, what does a club song sound like from Jay today when he doesn't go to the club?
Right,
Like,
right,
I
right, right.
don't. So that's why that first thing I was like, all right, I guess I'll be like everybody else, but that's never really worked for me. So
That's one of
that
my
didn't
favorite
happen.
tracks on the whole project.
All right, talk
Yeah,
about it.
that's just it's something about it. Like I don't know. I think it's the way you came off. To be honest, like
Okay.
more so than the beat
What you mean by that?
itself. I think it's the way you came off that makes me like the song more. Like
But what you mean by that?
the
Elaborate.
confidence is
Oh, okay,
way up
okay.
here somewhere.
That's funny because Days said the same thing in the
Yeah, the
studio.
confidence. Like
When we were mixing it, Days is like, son, the confidence, son. I
yeah,
love
it's
it.
something about it. Like you said, we about to bust a groove, and I was like, all right. Like
Yeah.
that's what it is. Something about, but yeah, it's confidence in that song. I don't know. It's just you can hear it, bro. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like
I mean, you can't be stealing Biggie's bars and not sound
that's what
confident.
I'm saying.
It's,
There's confidence in there. That's
you
why.
know,
That's why. My
you
favorite.
can't be on there like armed and dangerous. Ain't too many
Right,
can't
right. That's not gonna
hang
work. Right,
this. Niggas be like,
right.
boo, get the fuck out of here.
No, but Woo is definitely one of my favorite joints on the whole project. Like it just
I remember when those text messages
yeah. When I
came.
heard
You was like, son, I don't know which one I like more. Come back, baby,
yeah, I
or
heard it in
woo.
the
I'm
car.
going back
I
and
heard it in the
forth.
car, and I was like, I was like, whoa. I was like, hold on, like. Cause there's this part in the beat where it does this. It's like I don't know what that. I don't even know what that sound is. And I'm listening. I'm like, why did I put that there? And then the beat drops,
All right.
and I was like, oh yeah, I like this. Yeah, that's
Yeah. And I gotta be honest, shout out again to Mike Black. I remember when we were mixing and I told him I wanted to move the beginning of the hook to the beginning of the song right before the verse drops. And when he heard it, he was like, oh, you gotta take out the drums the first couple lines. Like we gotta have no beat when this starts. And I was like, all right. Let me hear it. And he did it and was like, you like that, right? And I was like, yeah, no, that's fire.
mm-hmm.
I can't
And
lie.
you know, I noticed that right away. I
Yeah.
was like, okay. I was
Of
like, yeah,
course, yeah, because the hook starts, and as soon as the hook starts, it stops. It doesn't even repeat because that's how you have the
mm-hmm.
beat. You have it where like that hook part plays for like 4 lines, and then the verse drops out of
Facts.
nowhere. And so it's like it's Monday, but we treat it like the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, beat comes in. It's like, oh, what just happened right
Mm-hmm.
there?
That's a
Perfect
great
add-on,
call.
and that's the type of shit you need from engineers. Like when you're working with people, that's the kind of feedback you need. Like a lot of times people feel like they want to completely run the track and completely dictate. You got to have people around who are creative enough to do things. Like I remember the effect you put on the Nothings hook when you first mixed it. I don't like effects, but I was like, that shit works perfectly. It works perfectly. And so you have to be around two things as an artist. I think you have to be one, able to receive and be open-minded, right? So like you got to be open-minded enough to at least hear what like a Flip or Mike Black is gonna do, and not just be like, no, no, hell no, never. You gotta be like, no, let them do it and at least see what could happen because you don't know. It might be the best part of the song, right? And two, like you got to have people around who are creative
Mm-hmm.
enough to do that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff because the engineer's job is not to do that stuff. A lot of people think the engineer is supposed to make your song the flyest shit ever. That's really not their job. Their job is to level
Mm-hmm.
everything out and make sure this is a quality product. That's it. And so this is where relationships come in and being around creative people because Mike Black doing that changes the whole feel of that opening
Facts.
verse. And same thing with Flip. Flip putting that effect on Nothings, it does the same thing.
That phone effect, man.
So
just to give it a dynamic. You know what I mean? Just so it's not like the same. You know what I mean? Just break it up
And
a
that's
little.
what's interesting. I'm gonna peel back the curtain a little more. We're opposites. Flip
I
loves
love.
effects. Flip want effects on everything. On everything.
Effect.
Like even when we first worked together and he was sending me mixes for the return, there were so many effects, and I was like, no, remove that shit. He's like, but you don't think this makes it? You don't think this makes it fly right here? I'm like, no, you
He's
are
like, nah, I don't
killing
need that.
me. Too many. I'm like, son, I'm not Future. Like,
Mm-hmm.
take this shit
Mm-hmm.
off. There's too many effects. It was like a drop every third line, and I'm like, son, let the song be the song
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's funny because we are complete opposites. Where even one day we were on the phone just kicking it, and he was like, son, I realize you really don't like effects. And that's hard for me when I'm mixing. And I remember I was like, all right, let me think about that. And that's kind of how some of the songs on the return happen because, again, I had to trust that, like, hey, this guy knows what he's doing. Does the song need effects all throughout the song? No, but give him a chance to do it.
Yeah.
And provide the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
feedback. You know what I'm saying? Build that rapport where you could say, like, okay, this one is cool. This one I don't like at all. Maybe let's turn this one down a bit so it doesn't stand out so much. And then you could kind of go from there. And so I think that's one of the things that artists don't really think about. I think a lot of people feel like I did the vocals. My job is done. Now go make my shit sound like Jay-Z. And it's like, that's not the job. You also need people around who are willing to go that extra mile and who are creative enough to do that. Everybody can't.
No, I
And
agree.
you said something before. You said something earlier about taking risks, and I think that it's clear that Flip loves to take risks when he makes his beats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
he sure does.
I mean, again, you went back to your origin story in the beginning, but I also think that somewhere in the universe you guys were meant to work together because of the fact that you might not have the same exact style of doing things, but you both are willing to take risks,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Yeah.
worked,
Yeah.
and you guys
Yeah.
created something special out of that. So I think that's
Thanks.
amazing.
That's very
Yeah, I
true.
agree with that.
Very,
Yeah.
very true.
And it's interesting because when we, like I said, when we first did the return or even keys, there was no thought of we're gonna start collaborating regularly. And now we're already like, all right, so for the next
Right.
project,
Right.
um
Because you can see it now.
and Mad Hatter is still not out at this point, but now we just gel well enough where it's like, okay, so this is what I'm thinking. It's like, okay, I got that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let me
Mm-hmm.
see. So
I feel like
yeah.
Flip answered this already, but JD, I don't think you've said yet what your favorite song or favorite songs from the project are.
I've never. Yeah.
Um Yeah, I don't. I mean, to me, nothing's is really special,
Yeah.
because of the way it was conceived, so to speak, because of its inception, and because truly, like, I've always wanted to rap on beats like that, but never really had a producer who did that type of stuff.
Mhm.
And it's not to say that they're incapable. It's just like there's a certain vibe and a certain sound, and like I work a lot with White Chris. White Chris has a wide variety of sounds, and we gel together super well. And unbeknownst to a lot of people, a lot of them beats are old as hell. They just really work
Oh,
for the type of music I'm trying to
hold on. One thing.
do.
That's
Oh, go
another thing.
ahead.
I went to high school with Chris. That you talking
White
about?
Chris.
Oh.
Yeah. So when I found that out, that was random.
Huh.
Hell, I was like, wait, him? I went to school with him. So yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even
That's really
How
know
funny
he
is
was into
that?
music. Like I was like, word. It's crazy. Small world.
Yeah. Tiny.
very,
That's why I said
very small world.
big old New York,
Yeah.
super small.
Huh.
Yeah, nothing's as special. And let me see. Let me look at the track list. Hatter. I really love Hatter. Um, favorite. I don't know if I have a favorite.
I'm going comeback baby every time. That's just me. Like not
Yeah,
much
I
of a
Me
know.
thought.
I know that's your
Yeah, it's not
favorite.
much of
too.
a thought. Yeah.
I know that's your favorite. I feel like if I have to choose one song, I don't know if I can.
That's good.
Um,
That is-
yeah, I don't know if I can, but I do think like I do think like there's no song on this project I don't feel good about. You know what I mean? Like I've put out projects before where it's like, I don't really know about
That's
track
the
7.
worst feeling.
Maybe it
That's
shouldn't
the
be
worst
there.
feeling.
I'm gonna put it out anyway and see. I don't feel like that about any of these songs. Like even Lose You that has no hook, which I don't even know if we spoke about Lose You, but
we didn't.
yeah, we didn't. I guess we can real quick, but um Lose You even has no hook. I love Lose You. Like Lose You is such a great beat that it was like I don't even think this needs a hook. Like this could kind of just play out because that sample is fly, the drums are hard, another beat that some other people
So,
had.
so, so, so,
Um,
so real quick, 'cause this doesn't even take much for this one. Lose You. So basically, I had just got into this studio space in Astoria, and it was the first session I had with. I call it the squad. You know what I mean? I had them all pull up.
okay.
Yeah, you weren't there that day, but I had them all.
I've actually never been to
Right,
your
right in
studio.
Astoria.
That's the
But my
funniest
man
shit.
Tone was there. Days we was all in there, and that was
Mhm.
a. My man Tone, he came in with his camera set up. We was basically shooting a promo video for the new space. And
Okay.
that was the beat that I
Nice.
was working on. And Days was in there rapping to the beat. He
Mm.
was like, "Yo, I love this sample." Like, but it never, turned into anything. I was like, "No, I'm just using this for this." And when he was like, "Yo," when JD was like, "Yo, Flip, this beat is available," and I remember I told you, I was like,
That's one of the website
"Yeah," I was
beats.
like, "Yeah, it's available." I was like, I kind of used it for a promo video, but if you think you got a song for it,
That didn't bother me at
yeah, I was
all.
like, "Feel free."
It's like a
Yeah, I
promo
said I
video.
used it. Like, feel free. Like, so that's how we got there.
Yeah.
But that was literally one of
Yeah.
those. Just
I feel like this
Yeah,
whole
Dash.
thing has been a promo for Flip's website. I gotta be honest, because I
Absolutely.
feel like after people
Absolutely.
see this, they're gonna be like, "Wait, so what was that website again?"
right, right,
Right.
right, right.
Right.
I call it the hidden gems.
Yeah.
That's the hidden gems, right? It's right there, but nobody's paying attention to it. You know what I mean? At least at the time.
They're gonna be
Right.
looking for it.
Listen,
They're gonna be
Right. Now they're gonna be
yeah,
DMing you. Yo, what was that link? I heard you got 300. What was
man,
that? 200 beats up
listen,
there? Let me get
man,
those.
listen. You never know, man. It
Yeah.
just, but honestly, this whole process of this project, it shows me that like I said, I had beats on there for a couple years. It just goes to show me, like,
Excuse me.
sometimes it's like, all right, nobody, like, somebody might not hear it right now. Or basically, it's that whole concept. It's old to me, but it's new to you. E-
That's right. Dave says that all the
that's
time.
value, and I can live with that. I can live
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah. And so let me ask you, Flip, this is the first project you've done where it's like you fully collaborating with another
Oh no
artist?
no no no! I've done like I'm not gonna say a bunch of them, but I've done it. I did it a few times before. Like most of the artists
Okay.
that I work with, like on a production level,
Mm-hmm.
I try not to force it, but it usually would kind of, turn into that. At least at that time, you know what I mean? It would
Okay.
kind of turn into it like, oh, okay. But I usually
Okay.
will cook up on the spot with the artist in the studio with me.
Mm.
So that process was
Okay.
different.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That process, because the way we worked was like the way, like if I'm working with somebody like in the UK or something, you know what I mean? That I never before.
Right. It was. It
So
definitely
that
was.
that was interesting. But communication is everything. So
Absolutely.
that's how we were able to get to this point.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like it's even
Yeah.
even like you said, when I fell off the map, that's how important communication is, because the vision was still there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
much
That's true.
appreciated, man. And I think
Yeah.
honestly,
I just
I think in totality, right? That's the word we're gonna use. I think the project is special. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And not just because I produced it, because like I said, it's not like I was actively in the studio with you cooking these up like, oh,
Right.
this gonna be
Right.
something. No,
Right.
you kind of curated that. You know what I mean? And I just was like, oh, okay, let's do it. Like I'm glad I was
Right.
able to, help out with the background music, but you put that whole thing together. You know what I mean? Just being honest, you put that
Yeah.
together. So you gotta
Yeah,
give yourself
definitely.
one of these, my brother. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Thank God. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
man. You
Thank
gotta
you.
give yourself one of those. It's very, very commendable, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just was trying to push forward with our vision.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had this plan. I was like, man, this plan is no longer happening, but I got to be able to push forward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of why Lose You was one of the last songs I wrote too, because I knew the beat was so strong that it was like something got to happen to this beat that's equally strong, but it's like, but what is that though? I don't know. Like, and so I just was thinking about that Alice in Wonderland theme and was like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So
come back home, Alice. You know what
I
I'm saying? We can't lose Alice.
know, I know one thing. I'm surprised y'all can't hear my damn stomach growling. I was sitting here like I'm hungry.
That's mad funny. Yeah, I made sure to do that before
Yeah,
we hit
it's all
record.
good. You live and learn.
I was stuffing my face when I was texting. You ready? You ready to go? I was like, let me hurry up.
Yo, I honestly
Yeah.
though, we're gonna call the homie Dash over there. He done took this to a whole nother level because them questions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I said, yo, we got to get Dash on board. That's why I asked you yesterday. All right, we gonna do
yeah.
this. How you feel about having Dash come on board? Because I know
That's
her
great. I did.
style,
I said,
and I'm
yeah. I
like,
remember I said, yeah, if she's available, why
yeah, you
not?
did. Yeah, he was like, if she's available, that would be
Yeah,
awesome. I'm like, yeah, Dash gonna come in and be like, okay, but I heard what you said. Now let me ask you
yeah.
something about that.
No,
No, this was
Yeah.
fun.
I love it. Yeah, this is. I already told you. I knew it was gonna be. I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna wait for the whole doc. I'm gonna be patient. I'll be
All
patient.
right.
I'll wait to see everything when everyone sees everything.
Yeah, I just like I told you yesterday, I feel like, we had all of this footage of stuff happening, but it's kind of like the same thing I said to you yesterday. It's like we watching
Mm-hmm.
ESPN and we're watching the highlights of Kobe scoring 80, for example, but we don't got the post game and we don't got the
No
pre-game.
context,
It's
right?
like we
No,
see, right, no
right.
context. It's just like this happened. It's like, okay, why? How? And now how y'all feel after? Like,
Listen, got it now.
so I was
It,
like,
it,
yeah,
it
I
was
think
it
I
was
think we
neat.
gotta I think we gotta get on camera. Yeah, I think we gotta get on camera and give that piece to the people.
And I think in the future it'll be more to come. You know what I mean? Like it'll be more to come. Like just
Mm-hmm.
different creative things. It'll be more to come. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
probably like you know what I mean. Like we'll see. Watch, you'll see. It'll be more to come. Might have to load up a beat or something. You know
Gotcha.
what I mean? Next time, like hold on. Yeah, how
There
you
you
feel about
go.
this? So,
Right, exactly.
I,
All right,
that
well, Dash, thank you for joining us and
Thank you for having
helping
me.
us get through this.
definitely.
Definitely appreciate you coming and helping us out.
Thank you.
Because I say, man, we're gonna talk, but I think we need one more person on deck, and I think I know just the person.
No, this was great. And
Yeah.
I learned some things that I did not know. So this was fun for me. And,
Well, that's what we
Mm-hmm.
hope. That's what we hoped.
yeah.
We hope to be able to provide more context and more
Hell yeah.
interest to the people who are, tuning in.
Listen, I
Yeah,
look forward to the
great stuff.
clips, the edits, all the good stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put
Now
it
now
all
I can get to work.
Right.